All right, what's going on, people? How are you doing? It's Michael Saylor. All right, so you guys know that I'm obsessed with betting against Bitcoin, telling you all about ETFs and the mussy. But this show is more than just my love of the mussy. It's also the love of the bussy. It's the love of frozen pizza, mainly. I love frozen pizza. Just to let you guys know. A huge fan. But when it comes down to it, man, I love it. I'm so pissed the Dallas Mavericks got a freaking won the draft lottery. That pisses me off so much. Okay, so you're probably wondering where's the pizza, right? So it's cooking in the oven right now. Okay, chill out, bros. All right, chill out. So we're gonna. This is the frozen pizza that I got in the oven right now, so you can see. Hold on. It's pepperoni pizza, right? It's it's this shit right here. Now you're probably wondering, well, what company makes this? There's no company logo on the outside, so we gotta check the back, right? So it's actually Great Kitchen, so distributed by Great Kitchens Food Company in Romeoville, Illinois. Now, it is a pepperoni pizza 4-cheese blend in sliced pepperoni with tomato sauce on a traditional crust. All right, so that's solid. Let's see. Yeah, I'm cooking this for almost about like 30 minutes. So, yeah, it says to cook it for about 17 minutes, basically. Well, 14 minutes, but I'm cooking it for 30. Well, let's see. Nathan Walker says mussy and hate of Bitcoin. Absolutely. My hatred for Bitcoin is a real one, G-Dog. And if you want to call me baby, just go ahead now. And if you like to tell me maybe, just go ahead now. And if you want to buy me flowers. Mussy and the hate of Bitcoin, says Nathan Walker. Yo, what's up, G-Dog? Landon Vickers says, hi, hello. Hello, Nathan Walker. We got this pepperoni pizza on the house, dude. Look at that. So, courtesy of Grocery Outlet, as always, I always find a good bargain at Grocery Outlet. I am one of the biggest, craziest Grocery Outlet shills of all time. It is the greatest grocery store of all time. I get affordable groceries over there. I never know what brands I'm gonna get either. It's like a gambling surprise, and I don't have to pay that much. Joshua Weeks says, "I will buy you a beer." Hell yeah, dude! If you find yourself in Oregon, Mr. Joshua, and you find yourself at one of the local bars in North Bend or Coos Bay, I will take you up on that offer. Luckily, I'm very cheap and I won't ask you to buy me much. I'll probably drink a Coors Light. But it would be fun to interact with people outside, through the chat. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to talk to people. Ninja Turtle Team said hi. Hello, Ninja Turtle Team. Hey, dude, says Jared Allen. Are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Not flowers. But, yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I'm doing fine. We're getting ready for the pepperoni pizza, dude. Pepperoni. Woo, this is the shit, dudes. This is the good stuff. I got this at Grocery Outlet. It's going to be tasty, I have a feeling. I love most of the stuff I get from Grocery Outlet. I can never do wrong. When it comes to Grocery Outlet, I can never do wrong. I love it. But while I'm at it, I figured while I'm waiting for the pizza, I could probably do a little bit of a folding of the clothes. Nah, I'll save that for once I'm done live streaming. What I am gonna do though, I'm gonna put the clothes on the bed, so that way I'm force myself to fold them. How much time we got left? Oh, we got let's see a minute. BRB, guys. I'm gonna cut the pizza real quick. One moment. What's up, dude? Wanna fucking cut? Ready to cut the pizza, man. Ready to cut the goddamn pizza. Are you ready? You ready? Pretty thick slice of pizza. I may have to eat it with a fork. Got my fork ready. This is what it looks like. Look at that. It's very, very good. My mussy is the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm that kind of guy. Ready for this pizza, though? Let's go. Let's go. We're ready for that pizza, yo. Nobody's chatting in the horizontal feed, but that's okay. That's what I got the vertical feed here for. I got a simulcast for all the bussies. Let's see. Joshua Weeks says, I could send a Australian beer over for you to try, surely better than a Bud Light. I love Bud Light, dude. I like Bud Light. It makes me feel right. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tell me what's going on tonight. Is he pissing? I was going, cleaning a dish, cleaning the pizza cutter, cutting the pizza. So here's the pizza, by the way. This is the good. Look how good this looks. This is what you get when you go to grocery outlet, man. You get the shit that nobody wants. And I don't know why nobody would want that pizza. Now, it did say it was made with a genetically bioengineered ingredient. So that was kind of concerning, but I've had all sorts of shit in my body. So we'll figure it out. We put all sorts of stuff in this butt. I hear dishes. Antoine, the Mac Attack, dude. Absolutely, dude. I'm being a bussy. Did some grocery shopping. Did some laundry at the laundromat. And, yeah, dude. How's Mr. Ants doing, man? G-Dog. What is that? Slop says pie. This is a great pizza from Grocery Outlet. I love Grocery Outlet, man. Dude, greatest discount grocery store of all time. VOD89 says no. Yes, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to shove this pizza up my ass. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yo, says Antoine. How is it going? Well, about ready to eat a pizza in front of the audience. As usual. It's funny. My dinner time is basically I'm eating in front of a camera for dinner most of the time. This is my dinner tonight. Antoine says I'm doing good, making wild videos as always. My man, dude. Dude, same here. I haven't rubbed any baby oil on myself in a while, though. I might do a baby oil video here soon enough. Crossing my fingers for all you guys. I might do a baby oil episode. If you're lucky. But, yeah, eating some pizza in front of the audience. And this is my wild video. This is me. I just usually go crazy. I'll do videos around town when I can, when I have some free time and stuff. But, yeah, that's where it's at, brother. There you go, Antoine in the house. All right. I have a fork with this pizza, so I don't know if it's exactly the greatest idea. Actually, so what I did was I use avocado oil. I put avocado oil at the bottom of the pan, and look how nice that bottom is. It's not burnt. I take that back. There's little singes of burntness, but it's not too bad. But, yeah. Oh God, his Diddy baby oil. So I'm all about avocado oil and baby oil. All right, so I'm about both of that. I use avocado oil for cooking. I use baby oil for screwing. I'm just kidding. No. But I do love rubbing the baby oil on my body. It is fun. I only do it for show. I don't do it in real life though. I'm not as freaky. I'm not as freaky as my boy Diddy though. Now Diddy's freaky, man. Diddy's a freaky boy. But man, Diddy's getting all this hate, dude. The Didster. Let's see. BB says, I will oil you up, bro. Thank you, my brony brother. I appreciate it. Oil this man up. Absolutely. Thank you, G-Dog. This is really good pizza. This is legitimately really good pizza. Man, this is incredible. I'm not going to lie. True Alpha Noob says, why wouldn't Diddy get hate? No, dude, Diddy did nothing wrong, all right? Diddy did nothing wrong. Innocent until proven guilty. You all defended Michael Jackson. We all need to come in the clutch for Diddy, all right? So I'm advocating for Diddy, all right? The Alpha Noob says, ew, stop chewing in the mic. I'll do my best. Michael Oletti says, I bet that chair has a nice warmth to it right now. Are eating pizza with silverware? Absolutely. I'm a fancy boy tonight. I'm eating pizza with a damn fork, all right? I'm a fancy boy, all right? So let's roll, all right? We're going to eat this pizza with a fork. I'm going to eat, look at these pepperonis. Look at these. Look at that. All right. I thought I heard something outside. Oh, look at that. I think I heard some screeching tires. Hold on. Let me get my keys out of my pocket. True Alpha Noob says, check this man's hard drive immediately. That's funny, dude. Look, Diddy did nothing wrong, bro. Dirt Bike BRB says, hello, what are you doing? Comment of the year right here. That's funny. I ain't fogling. Jeez. Let's see. Dirt Bike BRB says, hello, what are you doing? I am being a chode. Being a chode, primarily. Eating pizza with silverware, by the way. This is the real way to eat pizza. All right? True Alpha Noob says, bro, Diddy literally was dragging Cassie on video in the hotel. Is that what you're saying? True Alpha Noob says, bro, Diddy literally. I'm trying to do a Chris Hansen impression. Bro, Diddy literally was dragging Cassie on video in the hotel. Michael Oletti says, Diddy, not sissy. Hello. You're very sexy. That's a very nice cock you have. All right, here we go. Let's see. Dirt Bike BRB said hi. BB says, yes, slide that pepperoni in your mouth. Don't worry about the noises. It's me in your walls. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Master of Stonks says, Duddy is good in my book. Yeah, dude. Peter Lindenberg says, kebab pizza. Hell yeah. You stole that guy's pizza. Here we go. Let's keep eating the pizza with silverware. I'm at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on prancing down in West Hollywood. Master of Stong says, who doesn't need to put their women... I like you, bro. No diddy. I'm subbing. And here's my like. Thank you, True Alpha Noob. I appreciate you, G-Dog. Give me kisses. It's a little gay, but I'll give you kisses. I gotta be gay to my fans. Who doesn't need to... Oh, Jesus. I'm not gonna humor that one too much. I said, thank you, Tipster. I appreciate you, G-Dog. To all the G-Dogs, thank you for the subscription. I want to thank the Academy for my stellar acting skills, and I'm the greatest of all time. I know. And it's not easy being the greatest actor. So, Mr. Poopy Butthole says, do you have a poop knife? I don't, but I might. I might turn a butter knife into one. Master of Stonk says, come on, it's 2025. 2025. Master of Stonks approached the house. Little did he know that I had the chat logs. Hello, you guys. This is Michael Hansen here. And I'm going to get into Michael Hansen mode. Hello, this is Michael Hansen. Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on child predators. Master of Stonks decided to send our decoy a dick pic. Little did he know, it was me looking at all the dick pics. This is so much fun. I love pretending to be Chris Hansen, though, dude. Chris Hansen's the man. I might actually try to do, I might try to catch pedos in this area. That would be fun. That would be fun to legitimately try that. Figure out, who the pedos are, It's not easy, though. And Mr. Poopy Butthole asked our decoy, do you have a poop knife? And our decoy responded, yeah, that sounds great. Because Mr. Poopy Butthole knows where to put it, if you know what I mean. I'm Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC. Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC. Why don't you have a seat over here? So good. Now, this is a great pizza, though, by the way. So I have to give a rating, obviously. So I am I'm basically the Dave Portnoy of frozen pizzas. So I like to try different frozen pizza brands. I'm not fancy enough to really try true pizzas. This is my version of a pizza review. I really just like to do food reviews in general on this show. So anything I find from Grocery Outlet, I tend to do, to the best of my ability, some sort of review. And honestly, this is a great piece of pizza. Looks good to me. I overcooked it a little bit. But even though I overcooked it, it still tastes really good. The ingredients are solid. I definitely can taste a little bit of garlic, a good amount of garlic. Really, really incredible. M. Warfer says, definitely has a poop knife. One of the greatest of all time. Definitely has a poop knife. But I believe I, Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC, have a poop knife as well. Chris Hansen. Honestly, dude, Chris Hansen is the greatest of all time, without a doubt. I'm gonna down this though. I gotta down this pizza with a Sprite Zero. Oh. They're pretty good. That's an accurate comment. Michael's messy, mussy mukbang. Absolutely, Nathan Walker. The level of mussy. My mussy is the bussy. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm that kind of guy. My mussy is the bussy and I'm just so fly. I don't know why I'm that kind of guy. My mussy goes crazy and I'm always right. Always right. Always right. Okay. I want to do a poll. There is only one return. And it is not... There is only one return. And it is... Give me a second. I think you guys know where I'm going with this poll. At least I hope you guys do. All right, there we go. Got to pull out. Fantastic, by the way. I'll admit, this is a very interesting pizza. The song you just sang needs Nicki Minaj busting some mussy rap. Absolutely. I can agree with that. I just realized I totally screwed up the chat window. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, so if I was to give a rating to this pizza, my honest rating would be, I'll give it out of 10 here. I think I could give a couple points for each. So taste, 2 out of 2. Flavor's really good. Honestly, this is a very good pizza. I even overcooked it slightly. Quite a bit, actually, and it still turned out all right. I might have to give this a pretty high score, man. This might be the best frozen pizza I've had in a long time. Usually I love DiGiorno. DiGiorno's great. But this is definitely a 9 out of a 10. 9 out of 10. I'm not even skimping on that one, man. This has got to deserve. It's not a perfect frozen pizza. I don't think any frozen pizza could ever truly be perfect. If they do, I'll know it. I'm even teetering on 9.5. Like, I'm teetering. I feel like 9 might not even be kind enough. I need to be nicer to this. This is a good pizza. This is an incredible pizza. And I'm loving this. Oh my God. Oh. I feel like they got good Parmesan in here. I feel like they did a good job with like putting Parmesan cheese. I feel that taste. The herbs, the herb placement is evenly distributed. It's just so good. It's really a solid pizza. And it's very filling. I think I could probably only eat half the pizza and be done. That's how good it is. Like, I'll be good for the rest of the night. I'll have plenty of leftovers for tomorrow for lunch. That's really good. We got one vote in the poll. There is only one return, and it is Return of the Jedi 100% so far. Looks like we got a lot of Star Wars fans here. So far. Only got one person who voted, so I am curious to see what the results end up being. Got to text my boy Nathan. Checking some stats real quick here. I'm a stats guy. I'm a stat patter. Oh, wow. We got 2 votes, and each of those votes are Return of the Jedi. We got 100% for Return of the Jedi. Is your mussy the bussy? Where's mine? That is the question. Thy mussy is thy bussy. And I don't know why. I'm going to have one more slice of pizza. Yeah, I think 9.5 would be a little too much, but 9 feels appropriate. I give this pizza a 9 out of 10. It's good shit. This is so good. I love eating this with a fork, by the way. Makes me feel enlightened. Oh, my mussy. Oh God, it fell in my mussy. So a piece of pepperoni just fell into my mussy. Holy shit. It's stuck. I'm stuck, step bro. I'm stuck, step bro. Oh my God. Do you guys want to be my step bros? Oh. Pepperoni never went my mussy at all. It went into my mouse pussy. All right. So I got inspired by a video my buddy Nathan sent me. And I want to talk to you all about why Bitcoin sucks. One moment, though. All right. I need to explain to you guys why Bitcoin is bad, all right? So Bitcoin is straight up mid, not going to lie. This is, by the way, for all the Gen Z people out there, unfortunately. It had its main character moment back in, like, 2021, but now it's giving cringe uncle vibes trying to stay relevant. The whole thing is a pump and dump energy, basically just a digital MLM for tech bros. It's gaslighting people into thinking it's decentralized freedom, but it's just a Ponzi with extra steps. Every time it crashes, the cult be like, hodl bro, while whales are out there rage quitting to fiat. Plus, the tech is slow AF, burns more energy than your ex's drama, and it's not even good for real life stuff. Like, bro, I can't even buy nuggies with it at McDonald's. L-take overall. Bitcoin equals boomer coin. Real ones are moving on. I just want to let you know, guys, I had ChatGPT generate that for me, and it was pretty hilarious. That was pretty funny. No, I do think that TikTok is making this generation and my generation even more stupid than they already are. My mussy is the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm that kind of guy. That's the theme song of this song, by the way. I need to turn that into a rap song. That needs to be the theme song for this show. It's like an intro song. My mussy is the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm that kind of guy. I don't know why my fly is down. I'm going to eat more pizza. You and me, we can ride on a star. If you stay with me, girl, we can rule the world. I talk about the mussy a little too much on this show. I'm aware. Is it gay? Hella. Everybody's saying I'm sus. Sean Brown asks, what do you think of Yee's new song? So, I didn't take the time to listen to it yesterday. I was like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm not much of a hip-hop guy, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't take the time to watch his new song. This pizza's incredible, by the way. Oh my god. Ethan says, yo. What's up, Ethan? My man. Itoshi Edit says, what's up? Nothing much, my G-Dog. I am eating pizza with a fork. And, totally, my mussy is the bussy. Vex is asking, what you eating? G-Dog, I'm eating, I was eating some pepperoni pizza. Just finished it. Really, really good. I am stuffed. Like, that was really, really filling. It felt like a really good pizza. Yeah, I could eat half the pizza and that's it. You know, gave it a 9 out of 10 rating for those who didn't see my rating. That was, I'm not much of a food guy, but I do love pizza. So when it comes to food, I'm a pizza guy. Pizza. Stole that guy's pizza. Let's get the microphone back on my bussy. All right. Well, you and me, we can ride on a star. If you stay with me, girl, we can rule the world. You know, I'm looking at all these videos and everybody's hating on Bill Belichick. Like, is it weird that he's with a 24-year-old girl? Absolutely. That is strange. But then again, it's just as strange for her to be with him. Like, whether we like to admit it or not, this is a mutual thing. Right? You could say just as many bad things about her as you could say about Belichick. And honestly, I see nothing wrong with it. If they're both consenting adults, which they are, I think personally, I think it is odd. But at the same time, it's like they're both consenting adults. And they want this if this is what they want. If she wants that old sausage, which, man, the guy's a legend. It's fucking Bill Belichick. Get to tell all your friends that you're banging Bill Belichick. That's pretty dope. All right? So, cool. I think that what she's doing is great. Wow, we got 7 votes on this one. Okay. There is only one return, and it is return of the King got 43%, and then 57% say the Jedi. The Jedi are beating everybody in this poll right now. The Jedi are ahead. May the Force be with you. I do love Star Wars, though. I love Star Trek more. I'm more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars fan. But I do love me some Captain Picard. I love me some, I will ask this question, though. They have the who shot first, Han or Greedo, but really, in that scenario, who shot first, Han or Picard? Who shot first, Han or Riker? Yeah. But let's see. We can rule the world. Israel or Palestine? I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Palestine. I'm not a fan of Hamas at all. Do I want both sides to stop fighting? Absolutely. Who do I think is more wrong in this scenario? Palestine. Do I think Israel's completely innocent? No. But neither is Palestine either. We have a relationship with Israel more than Palestine, and I don't know. I really don't know who's in the wrong at the end of the day. I'm definitely not on the Free Palestine bus, though. Like I said, Palestine is not innocent on this one, and they are not good. That's my thought on it, though. It's pretty simple. I'm going to copy pasta this shit. All right, folks, hold on. I had to answer a few questions, a few things. Give me a second, folks. I don't think I'm going to be live too long tonight. I'm going to be doing some other things tonight. I got to get some shit done, minimize a little bit. Why are you gay? I'm posting some cringy material on the random groups on Facebook. Cut my wings, growing them back today. Tomorrow's uptight, tomorrow's up arrive, tomorrow's not today. Why will I borrow time? I don't want to feel alive. And everybody trip, and everybody flip. Come down, come down. I know what time is fading, and I know you're here to save me. Patiently waiting. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. No, well, if. Alright, Tim Smith is saying, we demand reactions. I will react to Tim Smith's comment with this face. Why? Is this the reaction that you wanted? Damn it. All right, let's continue on. Tim Smith, that's the best reaction. I do want to actually watch a few things. Devenis99 says YouTube Lives is like going to see a movie you didn't want to watch, but your friends force you to watch it. Very accurate. Actually, I do want to watch some stuff, so let's go a little vertical. I got to go vertical on both of these. One moment, folks. Oh, my God.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Get the heck away from my bussy, dude. Get away from my mussy. My mussy is the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm that kind of guy. Okay, so we got Brave Up, one of the greatest fucking browsers ever. I have plenty of good web browsers on here. I'm the web browser king, dude. Because I'm the comeback king. All right. Looks like McLovin and a chipmunk had a child, says Ron Swanson. Absolutely. I do. I mean, that is a pretty good one, actually. I like that one. It's very accurate. All right, so you guys ready to watch some videos? Let's take a look and see what is happening. I know my love is fading. I know you're here to save me. I've been patiently waiting. Oh shit, dude. No. No. So you guys if you guys want really bad financial education, we're gonna watch something here. We're watching a fool. And you guys are probably thinking, well, aren't you the fool? You never got into Bitcoin early. Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. And any sort of bubble eventually bursts. That is the rule. Especially if that bubble has no intrinsic value. But check it out. Check it out. Let's ride.
I recently went all in on Bitcoin. And when I say that I went all in on it, I mean I put a pretty large percentage of my net worth into it, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But first, I just want to say, like, I'm by no means any like Bitcoin expert or anything like that.
Okay, first off, right off the bat, I'm already cringing wildly. He's on a boat. I don't know what he's doing out on this boat. I'm a little bit afraid. But he just wants to. Oh, he's a fisherman. Okay, want to grow your fishing charter business. Dude, why are you putting your money into Bitcoin? I just want to look at you real quick, bud. You seem like an intelligent kid. Sort of. You got your own boat. You know what you're doing out at sea. This is another example of why he seems like a pretty well-off kid. Seems like he's doing the right stuff, I believe. Yet he is, he's putting money into Bitcoin. And you're not really putting money into Bitcoin. Actually, you're trading your money away for that string of data. Oh, God. Emergency response team Bella says, want me to subscribe? Sorry, I just found this channel. Absolutely, feel free to subscribe, man. Or lady. or both, whatever they, them, people exist out here. Yeah, feel free to subscribe, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it all. The more likes and subscribes we get, the more the YouTube algorithm finds us. So you do your thing, man. If you like this content, let's go.
Just about a month or so ago, I went through a Bitcoin course, and it allowed me to...
Oh, God, he went through a Bitcoin course. Ew. School.com/Bitcoin. I can't, that sickens me. I gotta reply to this video, dude. Bitcoin is a frickin'... Oh, wait, that's right. I'm not logged in on this. It doesn't matter. I'm just ashamed.
See the light for the first time. And I've heard about it for years. And I've always kind of been like, I was a little skeptical about it and stuff. And
you should be!
Who had invested
it's a Ponzi scheme!
It wasn't until that
I don't get... Okay, here's the thing. I got into Bitcoin because I didn't know much about it. And I was like, this seems kind of cool. This seems like it might be legit. Because everybody was talking about it. And this is when I didn't really know how to invest. Or I was just like, fuck it, I'll throw my money into this. It's better than the casino. And the more I learned about Bitcoin, the more I realized, oh my God, this has zero intrinsic value. It can never be backed by anything of value. That's important. It's very important. And this kid's just like, I went on this website called school.com/Bitcoin, took a course, and I was like, I'm sold. Dude, seriously, this kid, it sucks how otherwise intelligent people can look at something like Bitcoin and say, this is an investment. This is smart. This is not smart. You are literally trading your money away, which is valueless as well. You're trading your dollars that you're working for bullshit data on a bullshit piece of software. By the way, I think it is kind of cool that Bitcoin's decentralized. I do think it's neat. I think the whole blockchain concept, it's fascinating. And it can be used for several decentralized products, the blockchain technology. But really, at the end of the day, buying Bitcoin is not valuable. It's a waste of money. What does the world come to? Let's keep going.
We went through that course, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've never went through a learning material like that has opened my eyes. And
how did this open your eyes? This kid might actually be dumb. I take it back. This kid might actually be a full-on idiot. Let's keep watching, though.
What caused me to basically pull the trigger on it, and it's that I really learned, mainly it's the beauty of the 21 million coins. The fact that it's so fixed like that was really attractive to me. But I saw this...
It's fixed because it was geared that way. The algorithm is not made by nature. It's made by a man or a woman or a group of people. I don't really know who created the whole project. Satoshi could be a single individual, could be a whole group of people. Just because it's a fixed supply, artificially fixed, I might add, it's designed to be fixed. And it's designed by a man. And also, by the way, Bitcoin has no utility. What can you use Bitcoin for? What can you use a dollar for? I mean, honestly, the dollar's worthless because you can't trade it in for any gold. So you have to, I don't know. Gold and silver, or they call it God's money, but it's at least of nature. It has utility. It can be used for something. Bitcoin is just a string of data on a decentralized ledger. And as much as I think it's impressive, it's not valuable, is all that really matters. Bitcoin's an impressive piece of software, but it is not valuable, and you just gotta accept that fact. All right? Continue.
Visual. It was like a chart, I guess you could say, or like a graph or something almost, but it showed your shopping cart in 1970 or something, and it showed what a $20 bill could buy, and it was all this stuff in the shopping cart. And then it showed a $20.
Yeah, because in 1970, the dollar was backed by gold. The dollar actually didn't inflate that much because it had its backing by gold. Dollar was backed by gold in 1970. Once Nixon took us off the gold standard, the dollar was worthless because it wasn't backed by anything of value. Bitcoin is not backed by anything of value. You cannot trade your Bitcoin in for gold. Unless somebody is dumb enough to give you their gold for Bitcoin, then I'm proven wrong. That is, if there's enough dummies. Most people who have gold are not dumb enough to trade it for Bitcoin. They're smart enough to know that it is an inflation hedge. I will say, for all the dollar's faults, at least it's backed by the government in some capacity, right? Bitcoin's just backed by the software. And at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? This kid's really pissing me off. By the way, subscribe to this guy, Nate Perry. I'm already angry that he's doing this video because he's just trying to get free views, because anytime you do it, and I am too, because anytime I talk about Bitcoin, man, this shit blows up. Let's continue.
Bill, like what your stuff could buy like now, and then it was like hardly anything in the shopping cart, and then it showed like what a Bitcoin could buy like, you know, years ago, and what your shopping cart would look like, and then like what a Bitcoin could buy today and what your shopping cart would look like, and it was like the complete opposite of like fiat currency. And it made me really realize, I'm like, oh wow, this is like an actual store of value, not just something that people can like.
Stop it, you're hurting my brain. Please say this is a prank. This kid can't be this stupid. This kid can't be this stupid. He's really believing that Bitcoin's a store of value. It's a string of data. A string of data. And the scarcity of all this data, by the way, of all these coins in the blockchain or whatever, it's all artificial. Created by a man. By the way, this is all just data. It's all data. You are literally trading your money in for data that can't ever be backed by anything of real value. It can never be traded in for gold. It can never be traded in for Bitcoin. It's private money, and it's private money that's not even backed by anything of real value. It's money that is, the only thing that's backing it is the greater fool theory. And the greater fool theory talks about one thing and one thing alone. That there's, as long as there's enough fools that'll pay a higher price than what you paid for it, you'll always find a way to profit, but eventually the fools run out. Oh, God, this is only a 2-minute and 51-second video, and I swear, I don't have any way to measure my blood pressure, but I'm angry. I think I'm angry because this kid is so confident that Bitcoin's a store of value after watching a fucking thing on school.com. Idiot.
Make more of and stuff. And I still have a lot of learning to do about it. But
I'm sickened. There's only one thing you need to know about it. It's a digital Ponzi scheme. And the people who use it are usually child traffickers and pieces of shit. Full transparency, I bet against Bitcoin. I make that very, very clear. None of this is financial advice. But the truth is, Bitcoin is not really a financial product. The Supreme Court or whatever courts may say it is, but it's not. It shouldn't be. It should be labeled as a grade 1, grade A, AAA rated Ponzi scheme. And if there were AAA rated Ponzi schemes, by how much of a Ponzi they actually are, Bitcoin would be in AAA rated. All cryptocurrencies would be. I'm going to watch this whole video, whether I like it or not. I'm really upset. I'm legitimately upset right now. I'm actually just like furious. Filza Ness says, Filza? Well, just give me a second to watch the rest of this fucking video. This is, ugh.
I think that I'm glad that I finally got on the train, and I wish I would have did it earlier, like everyone says about everything pretty much. But yeah, I know it's not for everybody, And yeah, I didn't make this video to like try to convince anyone about it. I mainly just wanted to document the fact that like I finally was
You just want to document that you're an idiot and you're getting into something because everybody's telling you to.
able to see the light, and I finally pulled the trigger. And
You saw the light. You know, the only light you saw was some stupid fucking video course on school.com, by the way, about Bitcoin. Oh God, I can't even dislike the channel because I'm not signed in. I want to. Oh, I am furious. This kid is ignorant. This is ignorance.
the reason
This is what ignorance looks like. When the world convinces people like this guy that something that has no value is valuable, you know you're fucked.
for that was because
Ness asks, anyways, you like Kaiser? Yeah, my buddy, if you're talking about Kaiser the artist, the musical artist, put the pedal to the metal and I'm off. Never get lost. Put the pedal to the metal and the one thing's for sure, before on the floor. Yeah, my buddy Ty Lord got me into Kaiser, if that's the band you're talking about. Yeah, I love Kaiser. Fucking awesome. Ty Lord's the man, dude. He always shows me some cool ass freaking pimp ass music, dude.
limited supply causes overtime.
This video is torture.
Basically, basic economics. And
Whoa, what did you just say? Hold on.
limited supply causes overtime. Supply and demand, basically, basic economics. And
Okay, limited supply of turds is still turds. You fucking moron. Look at this face. Look at that face. That is disgusting. And I'll tell you why it's disgusting. Look at that smirk. It's disgusting in the sense that he thinks that because this has limited supply, artificially limited, by the way, that limited within an artificial construct created by a man or a woman, right? He thinks that because of the limited supply, that the demand is always going to go up, 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 up. Therefore, and nobody's ever going to want to sell. That is a fallacy, my friend. That is a huge fallacy. Because I'll give you an example. If I had a pile of turds and these are the only turds in the world, would they be valuable because they're scarce? Maybe. But maybe not. But their intrinsic value is virtually nothing. They're bullshit. They don't matter. Because they're fucking turds. What I'm trying to say is Bitcoin is digital turds. This kid's pissing me off. This kid is pissing me off. He has to be trolling. Please, at the end of the video, just say you're trolling everybody and that you're not that stupid. You're not that stupid to get into a Ponzi scheme.
probably the more that it'll be able to buy, unlike if you just hold on to regular fiat currency. So, yeah, that's like my biggest takeaway from it that caused me to make a big move and invest pretty heavily in it. So I don't know, it might be a terrible call. I might be looking back on this video, or someone might be watching it in a couple of years and be like, wow.
Oh, I'm watching it now, bud. I'm watching it now. You don't need to watch it in a couple of years to know that you're an idiot. This came out May 1st, right? And it's May 12th. I already know you're dumb because, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to, this kid's innocent in all this. He's just gullible, like everybody else who gets into Bitcoin. They're just gullible. I try not to be too mean to this kid. He seems like he's a nice kid. But the arrogance, he watched one stupid video on a thing called school.com/Bitcoin. This guy's a sucker. This guy is a sucker, and yeah. God.
Oh, that guy was stupid. I feel bad for him. That really sucks for him. This
What?
Video, a terrible call. I might be looking back on this video, or someone might be watching it in a couple of years and be like, wow, that guy was stupid. I feel bad for him. That really sucks for him. Or it might turn out to be a good thing. I don't know. But either way it happened, I did it. So we'll see.
No, I'm calling you dumb now. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to $1 million. Bitcoin is still what's called a Ponzi scheme. And if you put the majority of your net worth, your money, into Bitcoin, you, sir, are a fucking fool. Now, you could be a lucky fool, though. There could be enough dumb money out there to keep pumping that price up. Ooh. I doubt it, though. I fucking doubt it. The fact that Bitcoin has a $2 trillion market cap should be criminal. It should be criminal. Terrible. All right, so return. Oh, wow. Return of the King is getting love. 12 votes. 58% of you say Return of the King. It's the one return. And the Return of the Jedi only gets 42%. Wow. That turned around quickly. XWV says, who is Kaiser? Let's see. No, I mean, so Ness says, no, I mean the narcissistic soccer player who treats his twink friend like shit and is obsessed on how to beat a man called Asaji. I don't know who any of that is. I don't really care about that. What I care about is this there's suckers born every day. And this guy is one of them. He probably got conned into getting into this Ponzi scheme, and he watched one course and said, I'm going to put most of my money into Bitcoin. I'm so smart. No, you're not. No, you're not. And you said that somebody's going to watch this video 2 years down the line. I'm watching it right now, buddy. I'm watching it right now, and I hope people do subscribe to your channel.
So
I hope you get free subscribers from this. But please, for the love of God, don't put all your net worth in Bitcoin. It's not financial advice, obviously. It's honestly, I hope you don't. I hope you're joking. Because you're putting all your money in a Ponzi scheme. Anything? Have you heard the rule? This is, by the way, this is basic economics as well. Anything with an intrinsic value of 0 eventually goes to 0. That is something you need to consider as well. Just because something has an artificial scarcity, by the way, Bitcoin has an artificial scarcity. Another thing you need to consider about Bitcoin is that the software is open source. People can create their own versions of Bitcoin, which creates competition. Examples, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. There's even fucking Mudang coin that competes with Bitcoin. Bitcoin will have an infinite amount of competition forever. And eventually, even the dumb money runs out. The dumb money eventually runs out, is what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Nate Perry. What you're participating in is not basic economics. You're participating in a theory called greater fool theory. You traded your money away for something that has no value. You traded your money away for strings of data. And I'm so angry that you did. Good night, sweet prince. But no, this kid, I don't know him. I'm sure he's a fine lad. He just stop getting caught up in Ponzi schemes, bro. I'm so angry. I can't watch this. Oh. Oh God, this I asked strangers about Bitcoin.
What do you know about Bitcoin?
I don't follow it that closely.
Do you own Bitcoin?
No, I bought Luna.
No! Who invented Bitcoin?
Donald Trump.
How many Bitcoin are there?
A lot.
That's a good answer.
I invested some money on it not long ago, and then I lost it.
How did you lose it?
I don't know.
Criminal activity. Non-fungible tokens.
Who's Satoshi Nakamoto?
Who's my what?
This was in 2020.
That's so funny, man. All of them are like, yeah, this shit's bullshit. Hopefully that still has the same. Hopefully the sentiment is still the same today. Let's see. Tim Smith says Fartcoin is up 25% this month. Oh God, there really is a Fartcoin, isn't there? Oh Jesus, it doesn't shock me. There's a coin for everything. There's Mudang coin. There's Donald Trump coin. There's probably Joe Biden coin, which I'll invest in. That'd be funny.
People had some disappointing takes about Bitcoin back then, but
There's not disappointing takes. Your takes on Bitcoin are disappointing because you're a pro Bitcoin person. You are promoting something that has no intrinsic value, and you're helping people eventually lose money. If you tell them to hodl, you're basically telling them that, hey, it's okay to hold on to this Ponzi scheme because it's a Ponzi scheme. You're basically buying a valueless object for a certain amount of money, hoping that the price of it goes up and hoping that some idiot who's dumber than you buys what you have for a greater value. That's all I got to say there. Let's keep going.
That was 4 years ago. What about now? With a new crypto president in a Bitcoin-friendly city, has anything actually changed? Or are things just as cringe? Please tell me.
Whoa, hold on. Don't say that a take like those people had accurate takes on Bitcoin and all crypto. That's basically bullshit, all right? You are the cringy one. The irony is that you don't realize how cringy you are, all right? So let's take a look.
Okay, so let's get into it. I walk the streets of Miami and I ask people 3 simple questions about Bitcoin. Do they know what it is? Have they spent it? And do they think it's important? Or they think it's just a hype? But before we get into that, I'm gonna tell you why their answer matters more now, way more than it used to back then. From 2020 to 2024, the US government had an anti-crypto stance. I'm talking regulation was murky, crackdowns were common, and bank access was limited. There were people that had their house raided by the FBI because they started a Bitcoin company. That's crazy.
I think what's crazy, and it sucks that people get raided for creating a crypto. If you want to create a crypto exchange, you shouldn't get raided. But you definitely, unless you're doing fraudulent shit, which honestly, it's all a Ponzi scheme, so maybe they should have been raided. I don't know.
But in 2024, everything flipped.
That person has crazy eyes.
The new president ran on a pro-crypto platform. He promised freedom, he promised innovation, promised that the US wouldn't be left behind.
Will ensure that the future.
Like, I just want to say this right now. I'm a huge Donald Trump fan, right? I'm a very huge Donald Trump fan. Just because Donald Trump is suddenly supporting crypto or any Bitcoin or whatever, it doesn't mean I'm on board. A Ponzi scheme's a Ponzi scheme, even if my favorite president of all time supports it. Which, love you, Donald. I think you're great, but Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, buddy. It's a Ponzi scheme. I don't care how high the price of Bitcoin gets, it's still a Ponzi scheme. I still own it. I got into it really early. I still own what I own, but I still bet against what I own using leveraged ETFs. Now, like the S-bid and the biddy, not promoting them, just stating facts. I'm spitting facts like a rapper.
Future of Bitcoin will
Not financial advice.
be made in America. We're going to keep it right here.
Okay, so if we've got the politics, the policy, and people still don't get it, can Bitcoin actually succeed? Is this thing doomed to fail? I guess the only way to find out is to ask. So let's go ask the people. All right, so do you know what Bitcoin is?
Yes.
Of course that guy knows what Bitcoin is. He has a camera. He looks like he's a Gen Z person.
It's a crypto.
You're basically you're looking for people who look like they know what Bitcoin is, and it's usually somebody who looks like this. And usually, yes, I know what Bitcoin is, unfortunately. I've studied it, looked into it, and I know because of how much I've looked into it, that's how I know it's a Ponzi scheme. Let's continue, because it has no intrinsic value, can't be backed by anything, just saying.
Crypto coin.
All right, have you ever used Bitcoin to buy something?
I've bought in clothes with it, used services, so I've paid people hourly wage with crypto.
You said crypto, what type of crypto?
Bitcoin is one of the main sources of crypto. Solana is my favorite because you can trade meme coins on it, and that's what I do.
What does Bitcoin mean to me?
Oh my God, hold on, let's listen to that again.
One of the main sources of crypto. Solana is my favorite because you can trade meme coins on it, and that's
Solana is my favorite because I can trade meme coins on it. Solana's my favorite because I can trade meme coins on. Dude, this is the cringiest video ever. I thought my videos were bad. My videos suck, but this is bad. Like, the worst part is the production quality is actually really good, but the subject matter, what they're trying to promote, is trash. Bitcoin is garbage. Bitcoin is clickcoin. Let's keep watching.
What I do.
What does Bitcoin mean to me? To me, it's just like a trade that you buy. It's a coin that people invested back in the day, pennies, and bro, that shit skyrocketed. And when that shit happened,
This guy right here is exactly the reason. This man right here in this glasses is the one reason. Well, there are many reasons I bet against Bitcoin. But when people like this start telling me that Bitcoin's a good investment, that Bitcoin's the king, Bitcoin's awesome, all hail Bitcoin, I know that they're in a cult / Ponzi scheme / MLM scheme / pyramid scheme. All schemes. It's like a digital smorgasbord of schemes. Bitcoin is clickcoin. Bitcoin is trash. Let's keep watching.
like it inspired so many people to start opening their eyes into that stock trading world.
Do you ever use Bitcoin to buy something? Probably.
No, I haven't.
No. And do you think Bitcoin is important or is it just the hype?
I think it's important because it's money. You own a Bitcoin, it's a
No. He's like, it's important because it's money. It's important because it's money. Is this guy French? Well, it does say Paris on his shirt. Belmain, Paris. But it's not money. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. You know what money is? Gold and silver is actual money. You know what currency is? The dollar, yen, or rubles, or rubies, or whatever the hell Russians use. Whatever. Currency is something that's not backed by anything. Physical or digital. So physical currencies are worthless. Digital currencies are worthless. And when I say digital, I'm talking about you, Bitcoin. I'm talking about you, Ethereum. I'm talking about all that shit, dude. All worthless, all garbage, all Ponzi scheme bullshit. Let's keep going. This French guy's pissing me off. This is the epitome of why I bet against Bitcoin. Right here. These videos hurt me. The level of cringe in these videos.
What do you know about Bitcoin?
Not much other than it's based on blockchain technology.
You think it's just a hype right now, or it's
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, for example, I think the recent studies, they say, like...
Who the fuck is this guy? I hate these people. Who? Oh, God, I don't ever want to go to Florida. Like, I know Florida's Trump country at this point, and thank goodness they're voting for Trump. But I swear to God, there's something about, like, really hot weather that makes people stupid. I don't know what it is. Let's just keep going.
90% of all Bitcoin value are based on speculation.
Do you know about Bitcoin?
About what?
Bitcoin.
A little bit.
What do you know?
You can do Bitcoin and make some money.
I will
The
say,
recent studies, they say, like, 90% of all Bitcoin value are based on speculation.
yes, he's right about that. He looks like a tard. Like, that guy looked like a tard. Like, this guy right, hold on. This guy right here looks like a tard. But he is right that all of it's based on speculation. Thank God. Good
Value
take.
are based on speculation.
Do you know about Bitcoin?
About what?
Bitcoin.
A little bit.
What do you know?
You can do Bitcoin and make some money.
So do you like Bitcoin? Yes or no?
No.
I know it's a cryptocurrency. I know it's been growing a lot. It might be unstable. Some people really love it or some people really don't trust it. I don't have much information on it.
Have you ever spent Bitcoin?
No, never.
Do you know about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin? No.
No?
No.
Do you know about Bitcoin?
I mean, I know it's a crypto. It's volatile.
Have you ever used Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's connected to like Cash App and stuff, so you just buy it.
Do you know about Bitcoin?
No, I don't.
That's perfect. Thank you. What's up? Came to ask you the question. Do you know about Bitcoin?
I mean, at least these people are being honest, you know. There's really the only thing you need to know is that it is a Ponzi scheme, no matter how big, how large it gets. You know what I mean? This is bad, man. After this video, though, I'm definitely ending the stream tonight. I gotta fold my clothes anyway. I gotta start being a lazy man.
I think it's good. I think it's pretty good.
Here's the problem. You can change the president. You can rebrand a
Here's the problem. Bitcoin is still a Ponzi scheme, you twat.
whole city. But if the people on the ground still don't get Bitcoin, has any...
No, the thing is, you can get Bitcoin. The fact that okay, there are people who disagree with you on this, and just because they disagree with you doesn't mean they don't get Bitcoin. Did you know it's possible that maybe you don't get Bitcoin? That maybe your lack of education and lack of actually looking into it completely and understanding basic economics and how something that has no intrinsic value eventually goes to zero because all it is people playing a game of, oh my goodness, I'm a gambler. I want to get into this and hopefully I make a quick buck. That's all Bitcoin is for. It's people for it's basically gambling. It's glorified gambling is what it is. It has no intrinsic value. All of it's speculative. There's no way to measure the value of Bitcoin except for that it's got, well, actually, it's got no value, so I guess that is a measurement alone.
Anything really changed? What if Bitcoin was never supposed to be a top-down approach, rather a bottom-up approach, person to person, community by community, something that just spreads? Because all around the world...
I'm sorry. This airhead, and this is one of those people, I swear to God, I don't know if they spend too much time on TikTok looking at brain rot content. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Somebody help me here. Why do all the dumbest people seem to be into Bitcoin? And what's even worse is why do some of the smartest people love Bitcoin too? It goes to show you that even intelligent people don't know what money actually is. Bitcoin's not money. I'm sorry. Bitcoin is digital currency that can't be backed by anything, that it has no utility, by the way. There's nothing of value. Nothing even backs it. I will say, even though I hate the US dollar, I hate all physical currencies, I'll at least give the US dollar props that it's backed by our government in some capacity, by our military force. There's something there that's backing it. The problem with Bitcoin is it's just flimsy software that backs it. And it's all decentralized. That's cool. It's private money. Pretty neat, pretty elite, whatever. It's private digital money. I don't know how that could ever be valuable or practical. But anyway, maybe I'm so short-sighted. Ooh, but that's just, I'm sorry. You know, cool. If people want to start adopting Bitcoin, go for it. It's still bullshit.
The places that people get Bitcoin the most are sometimes in the most unexpected places.
Bitcoin adoption has to really come from the people. They have to not only want to spend it, but they also should want to earn it, and they should want to denominate.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Just stop. I can't. This is so bad. Oh, this video is so close to being over. I'm sorry, you guys. They are trying to convince people that something that has zero value is valuable. By the way, this is better investigative journalism than CoffeeZilla because I'm getting into the minds of the people who think that Bitcoin's valuable. And it's not pretty. It's people like this guy. It's people like this guy who think Bitcoin's valuable. My God.
Their life in it. I think the government has to allow Bitcoin adoption to happen on some level. There has to be a way to go from the fiat system to the Bitcoin system and then back to the fiat system generally within a nation state. I think the only way that Bitcoin circular economies sustain themselves is from the bottom up. But I really do think it's a bit of a cooperation. The government has to get the hell out of the way, and the people have to really want this thing. It's the circular economies where I've really seen Bitcoin work. You don't see what the fiat...
Yeah, we just exchanged Bitcoin from our smartphones. I'm sorry, by the way, the transactions are not that smooth on Bitcoin. It takes a while. There is a transaction time frame, so... Should have give it all up.
amount is in their wallet. You only see the number of sats in their wallet. Even the Bitcoiners on Bitcoin Twitter and the people talking about how it's going to go to $1 million, they don't see all of the tools that exist for Bitcoin adoption right now. I think every day there are fewer and fewer and fewer barriers from a grassroots perspective to go onto a Bitcoin standard. Those are going to be the messengers to really spread it on the grassroots.
Look at that face. Look at that face. I paused at the right moment. That's the face of Bitcoin right here. That's the face. Oh, God. Ugh. Anyway.
And I see that happening everywhere with these circular economies.
The thing is, Bitcoin was never meant to be a top-down approach. It's peer-to-peer. It spreads from the bottom, person to person, community to community. That's why we do what we do at BTC ISDA. That's why education matters. Look, I'm not saying that the government doesn't matter, but if we're waiting for them to lead, we're going to be waiting for forever. So yeah, Bitcoin might be trending here in the US, but that doesn't mean the work is over. It only means the work is just beginning. Because if people don't understand it, that means
the problem is people do understand it, young lady. People do understand it. And the people who do understand it know how stupid it fucking is. Like, do you understand me? There are people who understand basic economics. They look at Bitcoin. I'll give you an example. A famous investor by the name of Charlie Munger, who said it was such a freaking shame, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, to watch his friends in Wall Street basically trading turds with each other. And that he didn't want to participate because why would I be, when you see your friends playing with turds and exchanging turds with each other, you wouldn't participate in that. You'd try to tell them to stop. But if they don't stop, then you can't participate in that, you know? So it's basically just getting in the poop and trading the poop. Bitcoin is shit, is what I'm trying to say.
revolution is over before it starts. And there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, the only work, by the way, the only work that needs to be done is, first off, Bitcoin is crap. Let's just acknowledge that. Bitcoin is crap. I love Donald Trump, by the way. That was the best part of the video, was seeing my boy Donald Trump. But outside of that, though, Trump, I'm a little bit sad. You and Robert Kiyosaki, of all people, love Bitcoin, and it sucks. It's gross. But I love you guys, though. I mean, you guys are freaking awesome. Epic Duck says, hey, I'm the only viewer. It's okay, bud. It's all right. So I think I'm going to stop the stream right here. No chat GPT. Said hi. Hello, Chelsea Blackwell. Yeah, no chat GPT tonight. Just reacting to a few videos. I ate some pizza. Reviewed the pizza. And decided to watch some videos, do a little bit of reaction, and then I'm going to fold some clothes. And that's about it. Probably read a book or two. But I do love streaming. I'm a streamer. I'm always streaming. I gotta do my thing. Let's see. You should do a video on what assets to get. No, it's not a bad idea. I was gonna say, with the Driving with Spice does say you should. For those who are watching on the horizontal stream, Driving with Spice does say you should do a video on what assets to get, and I stated that. Yeah, I mean, That would be interesting. I mean, people do mutual funds, if that's what you're talking about, are mutual funds, which is what I think you're talking about. I'm not a fan of mutual funds. I do have some mutual fund ETF sort of things in my portfolio, but I'm not going to lie, I can't fucking stand mutual funds. They usually underperform the market. Really, the only difference between an index ETF and a mutual fund and a mutual ETF would be that a mutual ETF is more actively traded within the fund itself. So there's a lot more taxes that kind of cut into the actual profits within the fund itself. So you end up getting less gains, and there's a lot more hidden fees in mutual funds that I fucking hate. I will say with just index ETFs, the best thing about index ETFs is that they basically are not actively trading their holdings. They've got their holdings in the exchange traded fund, and they just hold them. They don't actively trade them, so there's no risk of taxation. There's no risk of really anything. You're just basically holding an index, and it's basically diversification without paying an arm and a leg. There's expense ratios for sure on index ETFs, but there's higher fees that are hidden. And when I say fees, by the way, you don't pay any of these fees up front. Like, you can own these ETFs. What happens is the money that you put in so for example, let's say there's a ETF and each share is $50, and let's say it's an actively managed one. There might be a lot of that money, the money that you put in, may go to a lot of maintenance fees, a lot of management fees. I'm not a fan of actively managed. I'm really not. I can't do it, man. I do have actively managed ETFs in my portfolio, but I only have like one share of each one. I mean, I've got like one share of almost every type of ETF in my portfolio. So my portfolio is extremely bipolar, and that's the way it goes. Oh, okay. So Driving with Spice says, okay, I meant this man that does investments, and he was saying he'd rather do mutual than businesses. So is that the correct term that you're referring to? So, okay, wait, I think what he's referring to when he says businesses is buying individual stocks, individual companies. And to be honest, you can have index ETFs which hold a multitude of individual stocks, which honestly, mutual funds aren't bad. Like, most mutual funds at least have gains, but they don't beat the market. You're better off just with an index and holding it. Now, I'm a little bit different. I have an ETF for almost every I have like mutual fund ETFs. I've got index ETFs. I prefer, if we're going to go for preference, if you gave me no other choice, I could either have just mutual ETFs or index ETFs. I would choose index ETFs any day of the week. But that's my take on it. But hopefully that helps Driving with Spice. I'm hoping it helps. David says, I'm having a hard time learning the mouth organ harmonica. Oh. Very sexy. You're very sexy. Thank you, David. But thank you, David. You're it's very erotic, man. It's very erotic. But yeah, I just love the fact that index ETFs have low expense ratios. Actively managed funds typically have not only higher expense ratios, but there's like hidden management fees that cut into your profits, and you're really it's just not, in my opinion. It's not my personal, and it's not financial advice, by the way. I'm saying this because this is what I would do if I had no other choice. I would go with index ETFs over mutual. But mutual funds are not bad to have. I would rather I'd rather have people have mutual funds rather than nothing at all. It's better to have mutual funds than nothing at all, is the way I look at it. But I still think index over mutual. That's my take on it. I'll try to do a video that goes over index versus mutual funds. That would be a fun video to do. I could even expand upon it. I could do, I'm going to note this down for myself in the chat. I could do individual stocks versus index ETFs versus mutual ETFs. It would be interesting because I have a multitude. My portfolio consists of individual stocks that I've done research on. Like one share per stock, by the way. I'm never overly concentrated in any one specific stock. That's one of my main mottos. Never, and I mean never, be overly concentrated in one single specific stock. You know, I think it's good to have multiple exchange traded funds. I think it's great to have multiple individual stocks. It's a win-win scenario in my opinion. And I keep all of these in my brokerage accounts. I got my individual stocks in my brokerage accounts. I got my index ETFs. I got my mutual ETFs. You name it. But I will say, index ETFs are a lot more cost effective. And I do believe that you will have better gains over time than a mutual fund. But I still think it's good to have mutual fund exposure in your portfolio. So if you see a few good mutual fund ETFs, great. Go for it, man. Let's see. Official Jesus Christ says, how is your last name Garza, but you are colonizer white? But okay, so yes, I am surprisingly Mexican. Just want to let you know that. 25% though. So my Grandpa Garza, Ernesto, but he basically came to America. He met an Irish lady, an Irish woman, and she was basically like full French. She's like basically French-Irish. And Grandpa Garza was basically like full Mexican. They had a baby, my dad, who's half Irish, half Mexican. And then my dad ended up meeting my mom, banged her, and then my mom's ancestry is like European and Italian. So I'm pretty much white, is what I'm trying to say. But I am 25% Mexican, though, shockingly. But no, I really don't really care what race I am, but I do like to let people know it's like, hey, look, if I can play the race card too, you know. Just because I'm light-skinned, I'm a light-skinned man, I'm still Mexican, whether people like to admit it or not. Yeah, my dad's a drunk ass. So official Jesus Christ says half Irish, half Mexican. That's a lot of drinking. Yeah, my dad definitely drinks a lot, and I think he's got a drinking problem. So absolutely. I will say though, I don't really like to drink as much as I used to. I love it when people say Bitcoin is a scam. That's so awesome. Because Bitcoin is a scam. It's the biggest scam of them all. Okay, cool. But yeah, overall, I'm just I'm white. I'm white and I'm tight. I'm white and my butthole's tight. Hell yeah. Dang, lots of yeah, basically my my grandpa and my daddy, they loved white women. They love white women. No, it's funny though because but yeah, definitely it's why I've got blue eyes and blonde hair, is because one, I have like Nordic ancestry as well. Italian. This is mostly from my mom's side, the Nordic and the Italian and the like German and basically different, like lots of different European stuff. But yeah, no, it's great. I'm totally fine because I ended up being like 6'1". I'm a little strange looking, but you know, I love it. I think being mixed race makes me look kind of unique, and it's kind of cool. And you know, I probably have a unique physiology as well because of it. I think when you have ancestry that has spanned the globe, I think the only races I'm not are just black and Asian. Yeah, black and Asian is pretty much it. I'm basically every other race except. Oh wait, I take that back. I don't think I'm not Indian either. I'm not talking about Native Americans. I'm talking about Indians from India. I'm not like on that side of things. There's certain parts of the globe I don't think my ancestors spanned. But let's see. Driving with Spice says my grandmother is Mexican American and she got light blue, green eyes, and was really fair skin. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. Yeah, that's crazy though. It's cool. Yeah, it's pretty fun, man. I think it's cool being Mexican. I don't act like it though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Mexican culture. I'm just saying I've been exposed to all different cultures from the different sides of my family, and honestly, the only thing I like about Mexican culture is just tacos and burritos and the hot sauces. Other than that, I think a lot of it's too machismo. That's like the one thing I can't stand about. The language is a little frustrating. A little too much masculine, feminine in the language. I like a more neutral language where, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't know. That's just the way I like it. But so definitely not a big fan of the language or the culture too much. The food's the best part of it, but outside of it, the traditions really don't make sense to me. Too much drinking, I think, is a thing. There's too much drinking in the culture. That was a big deal to me. That's kind of a deal, but that's why I'm not really much Mexican. I don't even really drink that much anymore. So yeah, the culture is just really not for me. It doesn't fit me. So I'm definitely stereotypically white. I may have a Mexican last name, but I am so stereotypically white. And I'm proud of that. By the way. That, you know, and there's not a lot of cultures that I really like per se. I'm not like singling out the Mexican culture. I think the Irish culture's pretty much full of drunks. I think Ireland is beautiful. I think the Irish people, though, like I said, tend to be drunks. I mean, just like my Mexican ancestors, lots of drunks. But I will say on the Europe, I mean, look, I mean, drinking's been a part of pretty much every culture, but I think some cultures drink more than others. And then, like I said, I'm like Italian, which is cool. Actually, it's funny. I found out I'm actually more Italian. I'm doing this based on my brother's 23andMe, by the way, because we both do have the same poppy. We have both of the same dad. But I am actually more Italian by all technicality than I am Mexican. If we're going by like strictly, by the DNA sense. So it is funny. So I have kind of that. I have a little bit of the olive skin to some degree. So it's really neat. I don't know. This is cool though. Vidayak says, "What are you doing?" I don't know. I was eating pizza earlier, and then I was reacting to some videos. I like watching the videos where people are like, "Is Bitcoin a scam?" It's like, absolutely it is, dude. Yeah, Bitcoin's a fucking scam, dude. I think most people realize it. But yeah, anyway, this is kind of just, my ancestry is not too complex. It's definitely mixed, but let's see. Do you know ABT Italian brain rot characters? No clue. I have no idea what that is. I will say this. I got to let you guys go. I'm a little bit tired. I am going to relax. I've been on here a little longer than I expected. I will try to do a video at some point, not tonight or anything. I'm not going to promise anything, but I do want to do a video comparing individual stocks, like, you know, what's the right mixture? Like, what type of ETFs, you know, what's better? If I were to do a competition, like if I were to have a portfolio of one or the other, I definitely would go with index ETFs for sure. Just because you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for the diversification on it. It's really, at the end of the day, for me, it's all about diversification. And index ETFs allow me to be hyper diversified without having to pay a ton of expense fees and management fees and stuff. So it's a win-win situation there. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Thank you for everybody who was contributing today in the chat. I love it when you guys come in and start sparking conversation. Thank you, Driving with Spice. Thank you, Jesus Christ, on that one. Thank you, David. Let's see, Ness came in, and Tim Smith was in for a little bit. My boy Antoine was in, and making random videos. I love it, dude. My boy Nathan Walker was in for a bit. But yeah, I think, I'm done for the night. I'll catch y'all later. I appreciate you guys all coming in, and I'll keep on rolling. Driving with Spice says, it's nice talking to you. Get some rest. My friend, talk to you soon. Thank you, Driving. Hey, Spice, it's always fun talking to you too, man. You're awesome, girl. You keep it up. Keep rocking, and I need to get some rest. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do after work. I just do streaming. I will say, though, like I always say, if my call center job ever goes kaput, I'm just going to do DoorDash full-time and then do this show full-time as well. So that'd be pretty much it. Anyway, catch y'all later. Have fun. Bye. The hell?